Good morning, I'm meteorologist Joe Fitzwater. I wanted to provide a look at what we can expect here as we head into Friday. We're looking at another risk for severe weather across the tri-state. Kind of a different setup than what we had a couple of days ago, but yet the active weather pattern does look to continue here across the region. So this is the Storm Prediction Center outlook here for Friday. And where you see the yellow, that's what we're looking at a 2 out of 5. And where you see the green, that's where we're looking at a 1 out of 5. So the greatest risk for severe weather, according to the Storm Prediction Centers, across parts of eastern Kentucky, southern parts of West Virginia. But you get a little farther up to the north and then to the east. So that includes the Kanawha Valley up toward the US 33 corridor into southern Ohio. That's where we're looking at a 1 out of 5. And again, it's kind of an interesting setup that we're going to be looking at here as we head toward tomorrow. Think about you're in traffic, you're stuck in traffic, and a guy cuts you off while you're driving, and it kind of irritates you, and it kind of sets you off for the remainder of the day, how you kind of have that low temper. Think of the atmosphere kind of as like that right now, and the reason that I say that is we have a jet streak that's going to be working its way through the upper levels of the atmosphere as we head toward Friday afternoon, and that's kind of what's going to be taking place here. It's not going to take a lot for storms to get going as we head toward Friday afternoon with this jet streak in place. That usually enhances precipitation, especially when you're on the right exit of a jet stream like what we're looking at here for Friday afternoon. It kind of enhances that threat for precipitation as well as scattered showers and thunderstorms. So here's kind of the setup here. We look at the forecast fronts. We'll have this occluded low. That's what we call this. It's an occluded low across parts of eastern Kansas. But watch what happens as we head toward the afternoons. We're actually going to have a secondary area of low pressure that's going to form where this cold front and this warm front collide here as we head into the afternoon. Notice all the dark green showing up here. That indicates the presence of some steady rain. So I think the first half of Friday could be on the wet side, and we'll look at some of the models here in just a minute. But we'll see the secondary area of low pressure develop here as we head toward the afternoon on Friday as the surface interacts with the upper levels of the atmosphere. So again, the atmosphere is going to be a bit agitated here as we head into the afternoon. And we can kind of see that here on the forecast soundings. This is for Friday afternoon. And you don't really have to pay attention to too much of this other than pay attention to how these wind barbs change with height. We have a southeasterly flow at the surface, so we could have a little bubble of dry air at the surface, but once we start moving up into the atmosphere, it becomes more southwesterly and eventually more westerly as you go up. And there's a couple of things we'll have to keep an eye on. First off, there is some dry air present in the atmosphere, so we'll have to be looking at the threat for some hail with precipitable water values not so high. We have plenty of energy available. 1,500 joules of CAPE is plenty enough for a few storms. And we also have a lot of spin in the atmosphere, a lot of directional change. And we were talking about that just a second ago with these wind barb changes. These are some very impressive values here. So a rotating thunderstorm or two cannot be ruled out here as we head toward Friday afternoon, with that being said. And again, this is not a setup where we see a lot of sunshine during the afternoon and then we see storms fire up. We're going to have a lot of rain, and I'll show you that first off with how much rain we can expect here as we head toward Friday afternoon. We could have some areas that get close to 2 inches of rain here as we head toward Friday afternoon into the evening hours. This is the 24-hour look here on the European model. You can see many areas have at least an inch of rain. So we'll have to keep an eye on the risk for some local high water issues, considering that we did see an abundant amount of rainfall already over the last couple of days. So that's one thing that we'll have to look at. But here's a look at what we're looking at in terms of the storm layout. So this is Friday morning, very early Friday morning. We'll go to the morning commute. So this is at 8 o'clock. You see the dark greens and the yellows. This is just all rain, folks. This is not severe weather that we're going to be looking at. It's going to be a wet go here for your Friday morning. But watch what happens as we head toward the afternoon. We'll have this heavy rain continue through about lunchtime. Then we'll start to see a break in the activity. So we'll see some steady showers move their way over to the east. We'll see a break in the activity during the early afternoon. And then that developing area of low pressure is going to coincide with that jet streak. And that's what's going to start to fire these showers and thunderstorms up. So even though it's not a big window where we're seeing dry conditions, the atmosphere is so agitated that it's not going to take much to get these storms going here as we head into the afternoon. And in fact, this is at 2 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, we're starting to watch some scattered showers and thunderstorms, which could be on the strong side, begin to approach our region from the west. So as far as the timing of the severe weather, probably most likely between 3 and 4 o'clock, and perhaps as late as maybe 8, 9 o'clock here. But it looks like the primary threat begins around 5 o'clock, and then by 8 o'clock, we're seeing those scattered showers and thunderstorms working their way through the region. Again, I can't rule out perhaps a rotating thunderstorm, but I still think damaging wind gusts as well as hail will be the biggest threats here with this storm system as it moves through. Then as we head toward overnight, so this is at 11 p.m. on Friday, we start to see those storms work their way out of the area as this area of low pressure tries to work its way to the east. I know there's a lot of events going on this weekend. I have a 5K race going on Saturday morning. It does look pretty wet here at this point, so any outdoor activities, even as we head into Saturday, probably going to want the umbrellas here across the region. So again, it's a 2 out of 5 in the areas in yellow. That includes eastern Kentucky as well as southern parts of West Virginia. And then across southern Ohio, parts of West Virginia, that's where we're looking at a 1 out of 5 risk. So we're not expecting widespread severe weather, but the atmosphere is going to be pretty agitated as we head toward tomorrow afternoon, so it won't take much to get some of these storms going across the tri-state. We'll continue to keep you updated on air and online through the Storm Tracker 13 app, as well as on our website, wwktv.com. And if we do have any big updates, I'll be sure to update on my Facebook page, Joe Fitzwater Meteorologist, and on my Twitter, @MeteoJoe. And I figure we'll probably have an update to this as well as we head into tomorrow morning. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful day here across the tri-state.